How boring would it be if all the text on your computer or tablet screen always looked the same? I mean, there's something cool and cyberpunkish about doing everything in a console typeface, but having a wide variety of typefaces is important to people like designers and developers and anyone who wants to add a little pizzazz to their documents or web pages. But hold up for a second, why do you keep on saying typeface? Aren't those things called fonts? Although these terms have become virtually interchangeable, if you want to be super proper, a typeface is an actual style of a letter, such as Calibri, Arial, Impact, etc., and a font is a specific size and variation, such as bold or italic. But since most people in the modern era are just fine calling typefaces fonts, that's what we'll be doing for the rest of this video. Now, the idea of using different fonts for different applications has been around for centuries, long before the advent of digital word processing. Although back in the day, changing fonts meant changing metallic movable type in a typewriter or printing press, often a much more tedious process than just pointing and clicking. It's a good thing, too, that switching fonts has become so easy, since they've obviously had a ton of variation in fonts. Just think about how different Times New Roman and Wingdings are, or how whether to use serif or sans serif fonts has become an important design choice. By the way, serifs are those little lines at the edges of letters that some people believe makes printed text easier to read. Different fonts has also been proven to have certain psychological effects on the people that see them. So let us know in the comments down below if you'd like to see a future video on things like why Comic Sans is so hated and produces anger in people that read it, and why hipsters have such an affinity for Helvetica. But trying to work with so many different fonts wasn't always easy, like on earlier PCs. Unlike old-fashioned typewriters where you knew exactly what you were getting as soon as the letter was printed on the paper, older computers used bitmap fonts that essentially stored letters as small bitmapped images. Although this strategy did save on processing power, this also made fonts suffer from aliasing or jaggies when you increased their size. If you used an older Macintosh, you might remember how this was particularly prevalent in the old Chicago font that Apple used heavily. But as processing power grew, the industry started shifting towards vector fonts in formats such as TrueType and OpenType, which allowed accurate scaling not just on monitors, but on printers as well, as users started to shift away from old-school dot matrix printers towards laser printers. Demand grew for being able to see exactly what you would get, both on screen and on paper, which makes sense. You see, vector fonts are defined not as an arrangement of pixels, but as how the lines and curves in each letter relate to one another. This means that they can be scaled to any size without losing quality. Most modern fonts are vector fonts, which you can see yourself by opening a modern web page on a modern browser and zooming way in. You should see smooth lines and curves instead of jaggies. Pretty cool. Try it out for yourself. Later, as LCD monitors became more popular, we also saw the rise of technologies like Microsoft's ClearType, which is essentially anti-aliasing for fonts. Even though vector fonts can be scaled nicely, as I just said, they can look a bit rough on normal size LCDs because modern flat panels have pixels fixed at very specific locations on the screen, meaning that jaggies can appear when characters have to try to fit themselves into these pixels on a grid. Especially on lower resolution displays, this can be a problem. ClearType and other anti-aliasing tech alleviates the problem by placing lighter colored pixels around your letters, and you don't even need a Titan X or R9 Fury to run it. Pretty cool. Of course, font technology hasn't been the only thing changing over the years, since our tastes have evolved as well, but no matter what your style is, you're likely to find something to suit your preferences, as there are now thousands of freely available to download fonts. I'd just recommend steering clear of the aforementioned Comic Sans unless you haven't gotten tired of Doge jokes yet. I haven't, so I mean, I'm down. Send them to me at Twitter, Luke_LAFR. Doge jokes everywhere. Do it. With a lynda.com membership, you can watch and learn from top experts who are passionate about teaching. You can stream thousands of video courses on demand and learn on your own schedule at your own pace. And you can browse each course transcript to follow along or search for an answer or skip to a point of a video that you may have missed before. And you can take notes as you go along and refer to them later on. You can download these tutorials and watch them on the go if you need to bus on transit or whatever, and it includes access on your iOS or Android device. You can create custom playlists or goals, and you can share these things with your friends and colleagues and team members so they can go along with you. Your lynda.com membership will give you unlimited access to training on hundreds of topics, all for a flat rate starting at just $25 a month. Whether you're looking to become an industry expert, you're passionate about a hobby, or you just want to learn something new, check out lynda.com/techquickie and sign up for a 10-day free trial today. Hope you guys liked that video. I know it was on like fonts and typefaces, so yeah. If you disliked it, let me know. If you want to see us cover other stuff in the comments down below, and the psychology of typefaces, which is something I love because I took a few years of human-computer interaction courses, I would love to make that video. Let me know if you care at all in the comments down below. If you guys are like bored of filling your brain with knowledge and you're like, I want to just vegetate and watch people be complete idiots on the internet, you can go over to Channel Superfun and we will do just that. No problem.